Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, this family has a curse of madness. Also, it kind of looks like they also have a kind of incest thing going on, especially the brother-sister, but even the father's kind of creepy, so yeah. Tonight's movie, Demons of the Mind.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! The Year of Infamy! Yes, the Year of Infamy! And tonight, we go back to the Hammer horror machine. And though, yes, maybe it was disappointed with Taste the Blood of Dracula, I thought, you know what? Let's give them another go. I mean, come on. They can't all be winners. And I'm actually going to review a rather controversial movie. Not necessarily because of the content, but because of just like how different it is. Hammer kind of took a chance with this movie. And let's talk about it. And that movie is Demons of the Mind. Demons of the Mind. So, what is Demons of the Mind about? Well, it is about the Zorn family. We kind of actually start out with a carriage making its way down a road. And there is a young lady inside it, and the woman in there, the aunt, she's trying to get her to take this medication, and she kind of has this flashback of her escaping an institution, and she comes across this guy who's living in a shack, and they kind of like get along, and they have like this sort of love thing going on, and then all of a sudden she's discovered by an Igor type of guy, and he's captures her, and now they're on the cart heading home to the castle estate, and apparently this family has a curse of the blood, and so the patriarch Baron Zorn, he is trying to cure his two children, his son and his daughter, of this horrible curse. In fact, he's so worried about this curse that he married a common woman because she would have clean blood, and then the blood should be clean for the children, but it didn't happen, and she freaking went nuts and sliced her own throat, and and so what we have is the son is happy that his sister is back because he's got kind of sort of an incestuous sort of vibe going on. In fact, the father you get this sort of incestuous sort of feel about it. Anyways, and the things they're doing to these poor kids, because it's a disease of the blood and the blood is impure, they are bleeding them. And you actually get to see scenes of cupping. You cut the skin so it starts to bleed, and then you cup it so it will extract the blood out. And it's really messed up. The Baron calls for this professor who has a more interesting philosophy of I guess you would say medicine, treatment, psychiatry, uses hypnosis, and all the while this is happening, the backdrop is that there's someone or something killing young maidens from the village, killing them, and in this sort of rose garden area, and like spreading little rose petals on them, and then later someone is dumping them in the lake or river. I think it's more of a lake. Anyways, and so the townsfolk are trying to figure out where the women are disappearing to. And of course, when they find out that they're dying, then it's like, find the monster, find the demon. In fact, there's this priest who is running around warning people that the demon is loose and is on the prowl in the woods. You're also so then we also kind of meet one of the protagonists in a way. He's a student of that doctor that's been called for, but he also practices medicine, and he's the guy apparently that had the sort of relationship with the daughter in the shack. And when you start to think, like, when I'm listening to this and you're going, oh, this is a little bit all over the place, and like, yeah, that's one of the main problems with this film. Anyways, so the point of the movie is, like, who's doing the killing? Can the brother and sister sort of escape their bondage? Because they are literally, like, locked in their rooms and getting bled. Will the doctors be able to convince the Baron that perhaps they need to go a different way about things? Perhaps the young doctor can rescue the daughter before anything bad happens to them. And will the villagers eventually just like go, okay, you know what? All the problems are because of the freaking bad blood curse of the Baron, and so let's go storm the castle, So, anyways, let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore. This is going to be a 3 out of 5. This is remarkably violent for a Hammer film in this sort of time frame. There is some bloody moments, like you've got guy getting stabbed in the chest with like a burning cross. You've got someone's neck getting like, I guess, beaten in and ripped apart by some keys. You've got, of course, like the freaking knife throat slicing suicide, which is like the most ballsy suicide. I mean, that's just like, ugh. Anyway, so yeah, this movie has a bit more blood than your normal Hammer fare, and so yeah, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Shock value, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5. There's no real jump scares in there, and really the shock is sort of in, like, the twists and turns in this, but honestly, it's not very much. So 1 out of 5. Moving on to plot. So plot, I'm torn about this, because I kind of understand what this movie's trying to do. I see what they're trying to do, and I've seen like sort of like a little mini featurette about this movie and how like it was originally supposed to be like something that was lycanthropic, basically werewolf type stuff, which really would have been kind of cool and would have made a little bit more sense. But instead of it being like supernatural, this is just kind of like about insanity and how like, the father's insanity is being, passed on to the kids, and that the father is literally causing all the problems. And I can see how they're trying to do that, but the plot is just so, like, there's so many things going on, and there's so many little things they're doing that it doesn't all come together well. It doesn't create a cohesive story. It's so bit and pieces there, like it feels awkward, and there's not like a really good flow to it. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. I mean, it's an ambitious movie that I can see what they're trying to do with it. It's just it doesn't really work the way they did it. I mean, anyway, it's just, yeah, it's a 2 out of 5. It's kind of frustrating, yeah. But moving on, so 2 out of 5. Acting, I am going to give this a 3 out of 5. There are some really good performances. The performance of the son, the daughter, they do well. The doctor philosopher, whatever, he's really great in it. The father is super hit or miss. There are times where he's like really hitting it, and then there's times where he's just going a little bit over the top. He's going to 12. We need you back down to 11 or 10, but you're going to like 13. So, there are those moments, and some of the extras, the villager people, the lady victims, not so great. The guy who plays the priest, I mean, he does a great job too, but there's just all this other stuff going on, throwing a bit of shadow onto the performances of all the others. So 3 out of 5, still really good. 3 out of 5. Normally it's like 2.5 or 2 in these situations. Anyways, moving on to Nudity. It is a 3 out of 5. There is some boobies. Yeah, I mean, there's a kind of an extended scene where a woman is being shown dresses and she's just completely naked. Anyways, but we get to see the lovely daughter. We get to see fine maiden. We get to see the mother in flashbacks, though a little bloody. But anyways, fine, nice. 3 out of 5. Moving on to enjoyment factor. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 because I do enjoy the blood. I do enjoy the boobs. I also kind of understand what they were going through. The movie is weird, and I like the ideas. I mean, I really would have loved to see the whole, werewolf thing if they could have done it, but... I think the producers and the studio were like, which is like, no, it would have been interesting. But anyways, so, I mean, I'm giving it a lot of credit for what it's trying to do. It's not like a complete failure. It's not a Revenge of the Dead type of situation where they just completely drop the ball on everything. So I do appreciate it, and I did enjoy watching it for the most part. Though a bit frustrating in some aspects. 3 out of 5. Moving on to my overall impression. Sadly, I gotta give it a 2.5 out of 5. There's just too many issues with the plot, the script. I think they were a bit too ambitious, and they really needed to try to tighten it up. Or maybe even make it longer so that they can at least do a better job of trying to weave everything in, because it just feels somewhat disjointed, and that's just kind of, that sort of takes away from the experience. So 2.5 out of 5. Honestly, it's not like this thing was critically panned. It was not well received, and I think it's something that definitely isn't for everyone, but for fans of the genre, fans of Hammer, I think it's worth checking out, just to kind of like see what's going on. It's definitely got that great gothic Hammer vibe to it, but it's just a bit of a mess. So 2.5 out of 5, and that averages out to 2.5 out of 5, which is, apropos, I guess. So there you have it. Demons of the Mind. I would say maybe a little underrated. I don't know. Anyways, tell me what you think in the comment section below. Have you seen it? What do you think? You agree with me, disagree with me, whatever. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. And I will see you next time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And thank you for watching another episode. We are getting close to the end. The end is nigh, my friends. The end is nigh. So, not too many more left to go. So, in the meantime, remember to stay scary, Internet. And also, be happy that your sister come back. But don't be like freaking, in love with her. No, stay out of the family. Why do people want to dip into the family gene pool? Seriously, there's Just like, the whole point is to like go out and expand and add to the genetic diversity of our great race. The human race, by the way, is what I'm talking about. For the stupid wokies out there who might think of something else, it's like the human race, the diversity. We're supposed to be about diversity, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, she's hot. Yes, I get it. She's hot and she's there, but just because she's hot in there doesn't mean that you should. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Whatever. Find out that that you're not related. Then okay, maybe I don't know. Well, anyways, I don't know what I'm doing. Blah, blah. Just say no to incest. Yeah, there we go.